Welcome back, YouTube, with another compelling storytelling interview. This time I'm with IMANI RIVAS. She's from UNC Charlotte, the 49ers. She's from South Carolina. How are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. I'm back. Been waiting to get back into the interview world, back virtually. So my first question I have to ask is, how do you feel about your decision going to UNC Charlotte, Toronto?
I'm glad that I went to UNC Charlotte. I don't regret it. I've made lots of connections. I've gotten lots of opportunities open up to me, and it's just been a great experience so far.
Okay. And what are you majoring in?
My major is health systems management.
And what do you want to do with that in the future?
Um, I plan on working in a hospital. Um, Possibly I'm kind of looking at like atrium health. Before I was really more focused on the business aspect of it because before I was in business administration, but
Right.
I had switched over so because health is more like focused and there's always, we're always going to need help. So that's why I ended up choosing that instead.
Okay, and why did you decide to run track? Was it an experience you had before, or was it just something you tried out?
So I ran track in high school and I ran club. Um, I was All-American in high school and USATF. And it was just something that I like doing. I didn't really take it serious up until I got to high school in my sophomore year. And I just went on from there and went to college for it. So,
Okay, this next question is kind of a little complex. So, UNC Charlotte, I know it's a PWI, like we discussed off camera. Do you think that plays a factor on how you carry yourself running track for PWI, considering that you're, you know, a minority?
yeah, I would definitely say like I have an image to maintain and I just want to carry myself in the best way possible. Being in a PWI, to be honest, I don't really like I wouldn't really know how it is like compared to being in an HBCU, but I've kind of been in like both settings before, and um, it's just two very like um, different vibes, and um, I would just say like I just genuinely like be myself and um, just carry myself in a positive way, and yeah, it's just
Okay. And it like so let's say it's just a different universe right now and you get to choose a different college to go to. Which different college would you try to go to run track for if you could?
if I were to choose another college to run track for,
Hmm.
I would choose like a Power 5 school.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like LSU or like Kentucky or something like that. Um before actually what I before I got to school, my one of my number one schools was A&T. I wanted to go there,
North
but I
Carolina?
didn't really like hmm?
Is it North Carolina A&T?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I definitely like wanted to like experience an HBCU, especially because like my parents went to HBCU and that's
Okay.
where they met and um I definitely wanted to like experience that. But I ended up choosing UNCC and like now that I've like ran track for college, I would be like I was looking at how like it is in LSU and Kentucky and I was like, oh, there's some raw schools for track. So I was like, I like it.
Yeah, man. It's a lot of good schools out there you can run track for. But now I was gonna ask you a question. Now we're in this new wave of NIL and people getting paid for the likeness of the name. Do you have any thoughts or opinion on that? On that NIL world?
I definitely think NILs are cool. Like it's definitely because like before we weren't able to do any type of deals with people. We weren't able to get paid for being an athlete, and like I feel like as athletes we bring so much to the table, like as college athletes, and like we bring in like a lot of money to schools, a lot of attention to schools and recruiting. So I feel like that's definitely an advancement that I like. Um, I've had a couple of myself. I had to deal with Olipop. I've had to deal with Hey Dude shoes, and it's just it's been very cool to have.
Okay. Yeah, actually, I got introduced to Hey Dudes by my friend in college. I felt like he was the first ever person to put everybody on because I was like, "What are those?" And he was like, "Dude, trust me, a couple years or a couple, give it a little bit of time, he's going to be popular because they're incredibly comfortable." But
Mhm.
we reached the end part of our interview, and always at the end part of the interview, I give the athlete a little bit of time or spotlight to talk about a topic or situation that means something to them. So it can be a message, a song, person. So this is your time to.
Um, well, if I were to say something, I would definitely just some advice to anybody who is going into going into college, being a student athlete. I would definitely encourage you to make sure you have good grades because that is a huge thing. I've seen a lot of great athletes um, not go to the colleges they want to because of grades, and they'll be very talented. Um, I will also say work harder, not smarter. I mean, work smarter, not harder. Um, there's a lot of resources available to you in college. Make sure you use all those resources.
Mhm.
Um, what else? Make sure you train before you go to. Make sure you train over the summer before you go to college. Don't be lazy because once you get there, it's a whole different ball game. Like
Right.
college is completely different from high school. If you thought you were the stuff in high school, you're in for a real treat because it's very different in college. Um, oh, and for all my injured people, um, my best advice for hamstring injuries, because I've dealt with hamstring injuries all throughout high school and college. Get your hamstring strong. Do do hamstring curls, RDLs, and stuff like that, and just completely take that out of the equation. So those are my little 2 cents.
Well, actually, all of it was informative and very interesting. And I felt like a lot of my viewers would actually use that because I have a lot of young athletes, a lot of older athletes that still kind of use it. So I think all
Mhm.
that would be well used. So I want to thank Imani Rivas for taking her time, excuse me, sitting down with me and talking a little bit for this interview, helping me get back on the train of interviewing people. I got the bug, so I'm back. So I want to let everybody know that your story, how compelling it is, and I'll see everybody in the next one.
All right, always a pleasure.